Hey,
What up, gang?
what up, gang?
Oh, gang.
No intro today because I don't have the thumbnail that Emp put on here. It's an old thumbnail and I'm not going to use it, so we're just diving right into it. Mateo, before the stream started, said Jordan is mewing and gooning with chopsticks while listening to Jack Johnson. How did you know? How did you know, man? Chopsticks are right here, dude. Like, you got a camera in my room? You a fly on the wall or something? How'd you know?
I can see dead people.
Are we ready, chat? Ready for the big day?
Ready for rates to
Hopefully,
get cut? Oh,
oh, dude, imagine. Ready for hopefully an actual good FOMC.
see, I don't know. I feel like maybe his first one would be like something everybody already knows. All he has to do is show face, keep it simple, like don't make it maybe anything too crazy, and just it's an easy breeze, step into this, and it's just like it's a layup, conference for him just to leave everything like it is for now. I feel like that would be the easiest way for them to go about it. I would like for them to do something crazy, but I don't know.
I guess we'll see. Silver stick, yeah. Gold and silver have had a nice rip today. Where's Ryan? He's doing a Father's Day thing right now. He'll be here probably right when the meeting starts, right when Warsh is answering questions. But he'll be here.
Well, unfortunately, the SPX 0 days and the Iron Condor have actually like held value on both sides, like almost all afternoon during this chop. They have not died off that much. So Iron Condor is green a little bit. It should be up over 50%, and it barely got up to 30. And now it's just up a little bit here. Might close it before FOMC craziness. Going into FOMC, they're keeping these premiums alive.
I had an okay short this morning, but didn't get all that I wanted. I got stopped on break even on the rest. I took a little bit of profit though, but nothing near what I was really looking for. Guess I should have been out when we were making that new low a day.
Anyone's interested, I'm in a dumpster diver swing position on ticker PEP Pepsi. Just added some calls a little bit ago down there for September. So it's not his birthday? What?
Is it really?
That's what they said in the group chat.
Damn. Rally or pull back after Fed? I have no idea, brother. We will see. Wish I knew. I wouldn't be sitting here if I did. I would like to see us fill this gap, though. So maybe down. I don't know. I feel like we try and bounce from this at first test of it. Even though this is a gap to get filled, I would think we try and bounce from it initially. Treat it like a support zone. That's what I would say if I had a gun to my head on where we were going. It'd be at least to test this 541, but who knows? Apple today. I don't know. Let's see.
What flow we got coming in? AMD calls coming in.
I mean, Apple's in a clear downtrend this morning.
Look at that volume on Pepsi. Just send it back to 145 today and close it above there would be insane.
I do like Apple out of this area, though. It's been in a downtrend all morning, but you retested this bigger time frame gap. It's also in a 4-hour gap. As long as you're holding this, I would stay bullish now on Apple. Then now that we've tapped into this area, if you lose that 296, I think it's a little cooked. Also, something to watch is how we react to this area, in my opinion. Can we run through this? Do we respect this and, move lower from it? If we try and move lower, we might have to expect the bottom of this gap to come into play. And it can get volatile in the FOMC, so this might just get ran through and then ran back through to the downside. It could be gross. SPCX thoughts. I mean, bearish. Question is, I don't know where that top truly is, Could this be the start of a move all the way down? I mean, maybe. Do we maybe need to pump for a month straight higher first? Maybe. I really have no idea yet, to be honest. Given the structure here on this bigger time frame, not really super favorable for the shorts, in my opinion, yet. But I think there will be a nice short here eventually. I think right now it's I don't know. I don't like to play it right now. I think it's tough. I think as long as you're holding this, though, things look a little more on the bulls, in favor of the bulls. The bigger time frame. Holding 195 is key for now. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have 195 as a super key level, but it is good to see it over that. And it's back over previous day low, which is good. That's what I like. I guess that is 195, so that would line up with what you're saying. Right, you filled the
stick.
Do we get a stick?
Yeah, we're getting a stick right now.
We got 7 minutes till the print.
Oh
I
shit!
do think this gap will get filled at some point.
NBIS is going new all-time high.
NBIS.
Yeah,
Whoa, definitely some. Yeah, a little bit of a
poppy.
reverse. Back to New York session VWAP, overnight VWAP.
All right, let me put a stop in place. Trade positions. Go here.
Knicks parade, yes sir. Dude, the energy in the city's got to be electric. It's just, oh, they've got to be so stoked. Neyo. Rug this, fill the gap. And that's the position of the big dogs. I would love to see it. Like, I would love to see that. If we filled that, oh, I just don't know if we want to move that much. It just depends on how volatile things are. Like 88 points on ES, it's a decent move, you know. It's 500 points on NQ. We could do it though, for sure, if things get crazy. I just know how these big gaps act from the past and from playing them a lot. And first glance, I'm going to see how we bounce out of here, if we bounce out of here. Because they could tap into this area and use this whole box as like a demand zone, a support zone initially. That's what we saw. That's what we saw here, right, on this gap. It's exactly what we saw here. Right on this gap, which it actually goes to, yeah, no, it goes to there. It was acting as support here. It was acting as support here, especially with NQ. We had multiple days where we were getting bounced from. And then we ended up filling it later the next week, right? So that's just something I'm keeping in mind as well. Maybe it is volatile enough that we fill it today. But initially, I might be looking to see if we get a bounce out of there. And see if buyers present themselves there before that gap gets filled. See the SMT on the 4 hour. This one. Yeah, where we took out, yeah, this low. Never took it out on NQ. Something to watch. I do think it could be so volatile, though, that just gets ran through. But maybe not. Maybe that ends up holding, you know? And that might be a tell going into FOMC. I think that's a tough bet, though. It's more of a 50-50 bet. Could work. Could very much not go in your favor. But yeah, it's definitely there. Ryan's in the chat. What's up, Ryan? Do you include candle wicks when identifying gaps? No, because that's not actual price, opening and closure. So like a lot of people, and I tell everybody, do what brings you the most success. And if that is using wicks, then do that for you. But to me, you're not marking the actual gap. Like this is not the gap. That is not a gap in price that happened. The actual gap is where price closed and price opened, which is these lines here, right? So I wouldn't be looking at this wick. We may have traded here. That was the high of Friday, sure. But that's not where the gap is. Price closed here and opened here. That's where the gap in price is, right? So that's what I personally look at. Don't use the wicks. It's all open enclosures of the actual candle. It's just what makes sense to me, and it's what has brought me the most success. And I've been able to like identify more key levels of the gap, like actual key levels within the gap using that. Just got on my road, headed home. I almost read that differently. Heard that.
Here we go.
I hope that makes sense on the gaps. It's pretty simple to me, but I know for some new people it could be like a little weird. Because I remember when I used to mark gaps, I would mark them with the wicks, and that made sense to me, but I didn't know what I was doing at the same time. So, but again, you do what works for you. Like, if using wicks as like partial TPs or whatever helps you, then freaking do it. I just think if we're talking about actual gaps in price, I want to be thorough and I want to be accurate, right?
What if I could lock in halves?
What's up, Frankie?
Hey, boys.
What's up,
All
Frank?
right, we got the print coming out here in 30 seconds.
I'm tempted to lock in half of this, but that's no fun.
Even though we know what the print is, but
How do we think the market's going to react here?
I don't know if
Big
it
up,
really
big
does a
down.
whole lot here. I'm looking for us to like really move when he starts speaking, but
Yeah.
you probably do get some volatility here. You're already starting to see it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh, downside.
Let's see, can they make a new low a day?
Oh, look at IWM. Oh, look at its candle compared to SPY and Qs. My spread's increasing in value.
Ooh.
Yeah, IWM RTY got a crazy candle.
Gold, silver. Oil's not really moving.
No change in rates.
No change in rate. 99% chance. Here's Ryan on his mobile. Look at him, man. Got the kids in the background. Hola, mi amigos.
Does it work if I do this?
Yeah, I can hear you. Oh, new low a day. ES. NQ.
Yeah.
Waiting for the new low a day. Let's see.
Looking for that liquidity.
Here we go. There's an overextended tick right here.
0.48% move so far on the candle.
I want to buy this dip for a little long.
Did I say 0.8? 0.48, I meant.
You did.
Yes,
What the fuck happened to this?
You saw it. I drew it, you know.
What is
Yeah,
this
you get it.
bullshit? Get this off of my screen.
Keep your eye on the daily moving averages on SPY and Qs. In case you
What
had a
happened to
level
my
like right
trade?
where the 20-day was.
Are we on the M contracts?
No, you gotta switch them.
You?
Yeah, switch to
You.
you.
You? Yeah, what the fuck happened to my trade evade?
TradingView won't even, if you're trading on TradingView, they won't even let you trade the.
No, like my whole trade evade thing, like they completely fucked up this thing.
Did they
Can
not
you hear
ask
me?
you to switch over? Yeah, I can hear.
They did this morning, but I just logged back in and it's all completely different.
Interesting.
Yeah, it should have asked you to like auto update them.
Yeah, I've been trading them just fine. All right, let me. All right, MNQU6. Is that the one we're on?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm trade evaded
Finally.
Q6.
A good FOMC reaction. Look at this.
Right.
So we're going to test this gap. You guys know what I was saying. We're testing this gap. Initially, I'm going to look to see if we try and bounce from here. Can we fill this today? Sure. I want to see this filled eventually.
Oh my god, IWM.
These big gaps can act as support initially. So see how this first tap in is.
What did they say in the release?
Oh my god. I can't even trade on here. What the fuck? Where's my buy button?
What were the did you guys read the release?
There's no change.
But what about the messaging and stuff though?
I haven't looked into it.
Was there a dot plot on this one? I can't remember.
Let's see. I think there
I guess
was.
I'll have to go to mobile.
Charlie should have read it out to you, or you may have turned him off.
Do I have him on? No, I don't. He turned off.
Or just go to Nick Timoros and look at his posts. He always highlights the changing of the wording and everything.
Yeah.
Move. I'm trying to get home
Tapping
for
into that
FOMC.
gap. Let's see if we bounce from here. Watch for the bounce. I'm also going to keep an eye on the 50% of this gap, which is 520.25 on ES.
Here we go. All right.
Nick Timrose posted very hawkish dot plot. 9 out of 18 officials have at least one hike this year, and 6 of those 9 have multiple hikes. Only one person has a cut this year, and one participant, presumably WARSH, didn't submit an SEP. The statement gets a complete right through from top to bottom, much shorter. You guys can see that if you want on.
Look at
So
this.
it was very hawkish.
Yeah, it was very hawkish.
It'll be way more important what's said in the questions.
Yeah, 100%.
Where's NQ down to? It hit like 100.
150s. Not
There's
getting any real bullish sentiment from this gap. We might go fill it. That would be such.
There's a level like at 115 or something like that, if I remember. And if you go to your QQQ and SPY daily charts and look at the daily moving averages, the 29 or 9 and 21 EMAs, they're all in the same area. That's where I thought we would pull into.
God.
Yeah.
This is gnarly.
Damn.
Yo, Spot, the full gap's almost filled on SPY and QQQ.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're almost there. I'm looking for longs right here.
Why is my freaking thing all...
Where's the gap fill on NQ? Isn't it like at 30K?
We just tapped into the gap on NQ. It's at, on the contracts, 970.25 on the MNQs. MES, it's 498.50. We're trying to hold the half gap of that gap right now. NQ is just tapping into it. Getting a bullish reaction on NQ from tapping into that.
Two trailer park girls go around the outside.
Fill this so it's out of my conscience.
Oh, come on, don't bounce it yet. Just freaking go lower before you bounce it. Jesus.
Yes, Garrett. I'll put on Warsh when he comes out. Yes. Don't worry. 50% of new week opening gap. Yes, sir. New week opening gap. The best gaps. We love new week opening gaps.
Oh,
Watch us go back to
SPY
monthly
candles
open by
already
the
turning
close.
green. Oh, gosh, dang it. No. Fuck you. You just had to drop like 30, 40 cents lower and I would have hit it. Maybe I'll get there. Come on,
I'm out.
Slap her back down.
I'm bought it at 85. I'm out at 100 points higher.
Let's go.
Surely we tapped those daily moving averages and back tests. Ooh, good. Yeah, what's gold doing?
Oh,
It
God.
was
Another
moving.
40. Bounce.
Is gold bouncing?
No, it's tanking. Silver too. Crude oil's not really moving much, but trying to pop.
Interesting.
Nice bounce. I'll do something stupid like take another one. You still got juice on the premiums. Why not? How far out can you go in 0 days right now? Pretty far. On the flip side, you can.
Move, people. I gotta get home. The Range Rover with no license plate, just slow lane left side. What are you doing in the left lane?
Living life in a fast lane.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Range Rover, no
Aiden,
license plate. I don't want to say anything to this guy.
yeah,
Range
Aiden
Rover.
FOMC print came out. Now we're waiting for Kevin Warsh to give his first speech.
Your back test the previous day low right here on Qs.
Oh wow, we bounced hard then.
Yeah.
Full market, right?
Like a 220 point bounce off that. I want to short scalp this thing back down. Just a little quick in and out, but it was a big bounce. Trump gonna call him too late Warsh. No, he's gonna tell him that he washed out. Every time he does something wrong, he's gonna say that he washed out.
To wash out those bears.
Wash him out.
Where's Maple? Is he like not around this week?
He was on this
He
morning. I don't
was
know
on
if he's
Spaces
trading
all
up.
morning.
Let me see.
Oh wait, he was there this morning. Yeah.
Yeah.
He almost always trades FOMC.
I know. I think he said he was done for the day. Yeah, he's out for the day, Gary said. Good for him. Yeah, 15 minutes out.
Yeah, I'm getting close. I'm doing 100.
Huh.
It's kilometers though, so
Kilometers. Yeah.
like 60. Nice and
Covered
responsible. I have 2 kids in
some
the
right
back.
here. I'm put a stop at entry. There you go. Nice, nice, nice.
What are we doing? There's a Jeep from Texas pulling a trailer that's going super slow.
All right. And I'm out. And profit. Nice little scalp. Little scalpy walpy.
Pásale, pásale, joven, pásale.
All right. I'm going to wait to do another one until Warsh gets on the mic.
What
Dude, my setup is completely different. I mean, I kind of like it. I don't know what they did, but they did something crazy.
I feel like we could still see a new low and new high of day. I'm not kidding. I feel
Oh
like it
man,
could sweep the low and go back to 500 points higher.
I should have put no stop at entry on my SPX because
I'll be
shit,
right back.
we're just coming back to the middle.
Oh, this is perfectly. Let me in.
Pinto's Clarita says Fed is preparing the markets for rate hikes and is not surprised Warsh did not submit a dot.
That is kind of weird that you didn't submit one.
JP Morgan head of global fixed income Michelle says no FOMC member believes inflation is transitory and expresses surprise that half the committee projected a rate hike.
Your 5-minute 9 and that 325 level again on NQ. Same for SPY. It's your midpoint right at 5-minute 9. Another short scalp area. Look, NBIS and Marvell still chilling at the high.
10-year rates a little higher. They both went up. Rates went up a little bit.
Big bounce on RTY. It had the biggest sell, getting the biggest recovery. Let's go here. Dashboard.
Here we are at the 5.
All right, let's see what we got here.
I am short. Stops at break even.
OG Nurse. I'm in an eval. Walked away and saw it was 7K after the dump. Is it end of day or from a trade they determine consistency? End of day. So by the end of day, you would have to lose. I don't know what account you're in, but however much money to get you back down to whatever consistency you need to be at. But you have till end of day.
Same rejection spot. Now we got 9 minutes until Kev comes out.
Come on, rug it a little.
Ooh. So SPX filled the daily gap, but SPY did not.
Interesting.
So that's going to be funny because you're going to see people battling on X now, talking about gap was filled, now let's send it higher. People are going to be like, oh, well, technically on SPY and QQQ, your gap did not fill. Q's almost got there. SPY still had a little bit more, but SPX did. What about NDX? NDX did not fill the gap either. It almost did, but missed it. So the only thing that filled the gap is SPX.
Looks like EMP is back, I think.
Guess who's back? Back again. EMP is back. Tell a friend.
There he is.
So I was trying to say in the car, the low of day on QQQ was the 20-day moving average simple and the 9 EMA.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if it would have went down a little bit
SPY
more
or SPX.
and SPY and Qs to
SPX
fill the
basically
gap,
hit
I
the
would have
21.
longed it. I would have
Oh, that was
longed it if it
oh
filled
my
the
god, that
gap.
was perfect. 743.50. Oh,
So
that was so
close.
perfect on SPY. Dadgummit. There's a big level right there. 743.50. Where did we go on NQ?
Oh no, SPY did. Yeah, SPY and SPY.
Oh, we hit.
Just
Oh,
Qs did it.
I had a level at 111. That's the area that I was looking for us to bounce out of.
Oh, that was a nice short up there.
All out.
Nice.
Now it's going to dump, really dump. But that doesn't matter. Playing it safe. I don't like this short here. Much lower. It could go all the way to the bottom, but could catch a big here. 5 minutes.
Let me see. Yeah, like 74.32 on SPX is what I'm seeing. If you go to the daily chart, the gap shows filled. If you go to your 4-hour chart, it's not.
In case you should have held that back test short.
Dude, I know. I was like, I'm just going to do it for a little quick in and out scalp. Yeah, it was not bad. NBIS is holding up good. Dell's holding up good. MRVL still holding up good. A few names that are kind of unfazed.
Yeah, this is London.
Mr. Kev. Oof. Oh, there's an extra little continuation there, Frank. They're sending it down. Should have went short like 80 contracts.
All right, we're what? Just 2 minutes away.
2-minute warning, 2 minutes.
Technically, shouldn't we whip up when he
Oh
starts?
shit. Here we go again.
Isn't that the FOMC strategy? Does the opposite of the initial move? Odds tells me that's like a 90% win rate. Is it just a long right here? Oh man, almost forgot to pay my quarterly taxes. That was almost bad. If you're just now hearing about it, yes, you're late. They were due 2 days ago. And if anyone from the IRS is watching the stream, just want to say fuck you and have a great day. Oh. Don't you send
All
it
right,
back
here we go.
up. Don't you send it back up. All right, we got two choices here. Lock your accounts or get ready for some fuckery back and forth. I'm voting number 2.
There he is. Ooh, blue tie.
Good day.
Good day.
It's an honor, a true honor to be back.
Good
in the
day.
Day. Good day,
take
mate.
up this duty at a time of such consequence. I've been especially heartened by the warm welcome of old friends and new colleagues both. And I've listened closely to my fellow FOMC members. Heard a lot of new ideas, new thinking, and genuine interest in moving the Fed forward.
Damn, it is so glitchy.
I don't know, but market's kind of popping.
This week's FOMC meeting exemplified the very best of the Fed's, or as near to it as we can do.
There we go. Now we're back.
That is our North Star. My colleagues and I are here to serve our legislative remit, which you've heard us say before, price stability and maximum employment. And these objectives guided our business.
As soon as you click
in
to
the
a
meeting
different
just
tab,
concluded.
it gets glitchy.
As you saw a few moments ago, the committee decided to maintain the target range for the Fed funds rate at
Frank, I'm getting some
3.5 to
feedback from your mic.
3.75%. In support of the Fed's
Was
dual
a
mandate.
fucking long down there at 200.
The committee also reaffirmed its policy of maintaining ample reserves in the banking system.
Oh! Bye-bye, Ryan.
Oh no, dude. Oh no, bro.
Can you throw it up? Or does it have to be him?
I can throw it up.
He's got that Mexican Wi-Fi. It's not working.
Give me a second.
Oh, what's he saying? We're dumping. Ah! Oh, we're going back up. Oh!
Productivity growth and capital investment, both strong. Job gains have kept pace with the workforce, and the unemployment rate has changed little. We recognize that inflation has been running well ahead of the Fed's long-stated inflation goal of 2%. That's been going on for more than 5 years. Persistently high prices are a burden for the American people. But the recent past need not be prologue. I am pleased to report that members of the FOMC are unambiguous and unanimous. This committee will deliver price stability. At any institution, a change in leadership is a natural and timely opportunity to reaffirm its mission, to review current practices, and to consider whether those practices best meet our objectives.
Oh,
My Fed colleagues and I will be working in close collaboration to ask what changes might improve the conduct of monetary policy. On that score, you might have already noticed something, a difference in today's policy statement. It's a bit shorter a bit
Guy seems
simpler.
too young. He's
and it
like
dispenses with
56,
some
and
older
Kyle was
language.
59 when he started.
That statement just gives you the facts as best we can judge it. Absent also is so-called forward guidance, which we agreed was not well suited to the current policy conjuncture. This afternoon, you also received the usual summary of economic projections.
Ryan.
It's been the practice of this committee for participants to submit these projections,
Can't even tell
and I
our
have
time.
encouraged my colleagues to continue to do so.
It is kind of fucked up. Isn't it?
I, however, have refrained from offering any projections of my own consistent with my long-held views on the SEP, at least as currently structured. In the median projections, real GDP rises at 2.2% this year, 2.3% next year, and total PC inflation runs at 3.6% this year, 2.3% next year. The unemployment rate stands at about 4.3%. The median participant judges that the appropriate federal funds rate to be at 3.8% at the end of this year and 3.6% at the end of next. Let me turn now to a few words on a key initiative that we're announcing today. I'm appointing a task force in each of 5 areas that are central to the broad conduct of monetary policy. First, Fed communications. Second, the Fed's balance sheet. Third, our use and reliance on existing data sources. Fourth, productivity and jobs in an era of transformation. And last, the Fed's inflation frameworks. These subjects are timely, consequential, and in my view, worthy of a fresh look. My colleagues and I discussed them with energy and purpose over the last couple of days. For each of these independent task forces, I'm enlisting some of the very best minds, both inside and outside the economics profession. They will be supported by subject matter specialists from our superb Fed staff. And they'll have a
Ooh,
straightforward
big candle
charge.
IWM off the low.
Start with first principles. Ask hard questions. Examine current practice. Consider alternatives. And ultimately, propose next steps for policymaker consideration. Since last summer, my colleagues discussed possible improvements in the form and function of Fed communications. This new task force will build on that effort, and I expect propose some well-considered changes, including to the SEP I mentioned a few moments ago. The second task force, the one on balance sheet policy, will review the benefits and risks of the current ample reserves regime and the composition of the Fed's balance
Trying to
sheet.
get more poppy. We really haven't
They
moved
will
that much.
assess alternative frameworks for the conduct and operation of monetary policy. The third task force, the one on data, will evaluate new information sources and consider methodological changes to improve data gathering, with the aim of giving policymakers more accurate, relevant, contemporaneous, and perhaps most important, actionable information on the state of our economy. Fourth, the task force on productivity and jobs. It'll survey the pace, the reach, the economic impact of new general purpose technologies, including AI, and explore the implications for the Fed in pursuit of our employment and inflation mandates. The last task force, the one on inflation frameworks. That'll examine the drivers of inflation, first principles, and weigh the full range of ideas for delivering price stability in a changing economy.
We're really not
You'll hear
moving at all.
quite a bit more about these task forces and this overall initiative in the coming weeks. Enough for now to make a simple statement. Each task force will serve an objective shared by everyone in the system, shared by everyone around that table that I sat with over the last couple of days. A Federal Reserve that is clear-eyed about its mission, fit
First
for
move is up,
purpose,
time to fade
and
it.
focused on the
Technically,
future.
if you're going off of that,
With
the
that,
first move
I
was
appreciate your
down.
attention. I'm happy to take your questions.
Just saying.
Nebius is
Hi,
ripping.
Chairman Howard Schneider with Reuters. Good to see you again, and welcome back. This is a lot to
Ooh,
be put in
Marvell.
so fast. What is the timeline you have in mind for each of these?
So I think it'll depend on the task force. It also depends on the urgency in which we need clear answers. My expectation, I'm still in the business of recruiting and finalizing them. My expectation is the task forces will begin work in the next couple of weeks, and we'll start to get some more information from them, some more framing
Gotta
of how
hit
they see
session VWAP
things
here.
starting in the fall and
NES.
hopefully
Getting in
most,
on
if
NC
not
right
all
now.
of them,
Nice
concluding
pop.
by year end.
And just specifically on the inflation framework, you talk about first principles. Does this include a review of the 2% target itself? You've mentioned that things to the right of the decimal point don't matter. Should this be starting from a premise that 2% as a point estimate is too strict?
Let me break that into two pieces. First, on the inflation framework review, their remit is what are the drivers of inflation? What's the Fed's responsibility for inflation? In part, how do we measure inflation? But that'll overlap with my data group. On the 2% inflation objective, that is the Federal Reserve's long-held objective of 2%. You've heard me say before, I tend to focus on the left of the decimal point. Well, the 2 is the left of the decimal point. For now, 0 is to the right. I see no reason until we have reestablished our commitment and ability to deliver on the 2% inflation objective to revisit that. So that'll be outside the scope of what we're taking on.
Thank you so
Short
much.
little bit
Thanks
right here
giving
for
me
a
your
scalp.
time.
See if we reject.
Past said
If they
that
just send it
inflation is
straight
a
through,
choice,
then it'd
and
be
in
a
the
quick
policy
out.
statement, it includes this pledge to deliver price stability, as you've reiterated today. But looking at the SEP, the bulk of your colleagues expect core PCE to run around 3.3% by year end, and for the 2% inflation target not to be reached until 2028. So I'm curious how patient you think the Fed can afford to be at this juncture in terms of waiting for one-time inflation waves to wash through and for underlying inflation to step down after so many years of inflation running above target, and under what circumstances you would support the Fed taking some action and raising rates.
Sure. So quite a bit there. Let me try to break that into pieces. First, we have the capability and commitment to deliver on our price stability objective of 2%. That's exactly what we're going to do. In the Fed's review of its strategy over the last any number of years, in January, the Fed, including a strategy that we're still bound by,
Fuckers.
the Fed statement says that inflation is primarily determined by monetary policy.
We dropped forward guidance.
You bet it is. I've said for years inflation is a choice. I suspect from our discussion the last couple of days,
Marvellous.
as I said, at this moment in
Arm
time,
flying,
it
QCOM
doesn't
flying.
feel as though providing forward guidance is right. Others have, I'd say, different views and think as a general proposition, forward guidance isn't the business we should be in. But that'll be taken up by the Task Force on Communications and my policymaker colleagues. We're going to listen hard to what the experts say and make our own decision. But I can't give any forward guidance about what we're going to do next. The good news is we'll be meeting in 6 weeks.
So just following up, I guess, on the current policy settings, then I am curious how restrictive you think things are at the current moment, given the flow of data that we've seen and forecasts that are coming down the pipeline.
Yeah, I've heard characterizations both inside and the Fed about that. I'll give you my own. It's uneven. If I look at the housing markets as one example, Fed policy isn't the single determinant of the state of the housing market, but broadly I would say Fed policy appears to be somewhat restrictive. I would have a hard time managing to say those words if I were to see what's happening in financial markets. So I'd say it's uneven. That's perhaps a function of different transmission mechanisms of monetary policy, whether monetary policy is coming from our interest rate tool or our balance sheet tool. But the good news, we have a task force on that too, and the balance sheet task force will be looking more at that subject.
You've said
This
you
15-minute
don't like
reversal
forward
setting up.
guidance. You dropped it from the statement this time, but with the dot plot, 9 members suggested that they want a rate increase by the end of the year, and the markets have taken that as forward guidance. So what does this mean in terms of how you guide the markets and in terms of what the dot plot's future is?
I'm going to have to give you the same answer I gave to Ms. Smith. We've got a task force for that. I'll give you a little bit more. I reviewed the dot plots, and when I saw the submissions, I noted that all the submissions were coming in with
KC's is
pencils.
15-minute.
You know, those kind with the big
About
erasers.
to close. Big ass reversal.
That's to say that I think my colleagues around the
Insane
table who
reversal.
submitted their dots understand the world is changing quite quickly. And they didn't feel bound by them 6 weeks from now or 6 days from now, and if in the event that
we're
their
going to 700.
circumstances change. I'll note a couple other things. What I heard around the table was, as they submitted their modal forecasts, to be clear, weren't, this was more likely than not. This was more likely than their other scenarios. So I didn't hear tons of conviction. What I heard was the kind of humility that I think we should have. I did not submit a dot. For me, it's not helpful in the conduct of policy. I suspect by year end, as I mentioned in my opening statements, there'll be a review about communications broadly, press conferences, dots, meetings and the like, transcripts, minutes. This will be part of that. I don't want to prejudge the outcomes there, but I'm pretty open-minded about what they could be. And I was just incredibly impressed over the last couple of days. My colleagues over the last 2 days, and frankly over the first 3 weeks I've been here, they've been very open about changes. Change isn't easy, change is filled with risk, but our number one goal is to get monetary policy right. The way to get monetary policy right is to deliver on the remit that Congress gave us, to deliver on price
Previous day
stability.
low retest on
And there
SPY
was
right
no
here.
disagreement on any of those points.
At the risk of possibly getting the same answer about task forces, communications, what is your feeling about these news conferences? Are you going to continue one after every meeting? Do you find them useful? What is the future for the way Kevin Warsh will communicate?
Well, this one's probably got another 15 or 20 minutes in it, so I don't want to prejudge the outcome. Press conferences can be a very useful way to communicate with households, businesses, and more broadly through using the likes of you. I had a great old mentor named George Schultz, and his mantra was press conferences are useful, but when you have one, you want to make sure you have something important to say. Today, I think we had something important to say about our commitment to deliver on price stability, our commitment to rethink practices with an eye of moving the Fed forward, and to give you and the American people a sense that these aren't idle thoughts, these are concrete thoughts, that we're going to seek out the best minds, both the best thinking inside of the Federal Reserve and the best people I know in business and economics and the academy and technology and the rest, to share their views. That's what we're going to be doing here, the pursuit of truth. I think we're going to come up with some new and interesting things. We made some changes today. I expect more changes to come. And some of those might well be worthy of a press conference.
Hi, Chris Rugaber at Associated Press. Thanks for taking our questions. Could you give us a sense of how you see inflation more in the long term? I know you may not want to comment on the ups and downs, but is this mainly driven by energy prices in the Iran war at this point, or do you have any concerns about underlying inflation pressures in the economy? Thank you.
So I can't do much better than the committee just did, so let me restate it. Inflation remains elevated relative to the committee's 2% goal, in part reflecting supply shocks that have driven price increases in certain sectors, including energy. The paragraph goes on to say, but to be clear, the Fed will deliver price stability. My own judgment is the committee spent quite a bit of time, not just in 2 days, but over iterations of a couple of weeks. That's what we're prepared to say about inflation, but the commitment to deliver is strong, unanimous, and unambiguous. And that's, I think, an important message. We've missed for 5 years, and we're going to fix that.
Well, great. And then just on the data task force and everything else, I mean, generally speaking, I think people feel the Fed looks at everything already. Certainly that was the sense from before. Is there data that you feel is not given enough weight? I mean, you mentioned the trimmed the mean in the past, but again, that's well known to certainly most Fed members. So what is that task force looking at, and what might be I mean, I know you don't want to prejudge the outcome, but are there examples of data that you expect might be given more weight? Thank you.
So you're answering my question, so let me say I don't want to prejudge the outcome. I also don't want to say too much about what they're going to do because I still have a phone call or two to make before I've nailed down the people that are doing that. I'm interested in what the outside experts' view is on the subject. I'll say this generally. Most of the data that central bankers and other government officials in the United States consume come with old-fashioned survey methods, a national accounts of what the U.S. economy looks like that looks very little like the U.S. economy in 2026. Survey methods that don't have response rates that we need, asking questions that might have been quite applicable a generation ago that are less applicable now. So even inside of official statistics, I would be open-minded if the task force and our own best thinking had recommendations how those official statistics can be brought up to a standard of our time using new analytic methods. I'd also say this, almost every private company CEO that's running his or her business are doing so with real-time information that isn't subject to much revision, that is telling them what just happened at that very moment. As you know, there are normal, long and variable lags in the conduct of monetary policy. What we're really interested in is what's happening right now. What we're less interested in is echoes of history. And you're hearing from my answer that some of the data that we receive, that we're waiting on, the first Friday after the month, the payroll index or something else, that might be an echo of history that's quite useful on its third revision. We need to take those error bounds down because we have to make hard decisions in real time. I'm really open-minded that there is a lot of new data sources that we can learn from the private sector, from reforms in the official sector, and new analytic techniques that are far more refined than asking a simple question about whether something was core or non-core.
Edward. Thanks. Welcome, Mr. Chairman. Edward Lawrence with Fox Business. So if you don't give a lot of ongoing forward guidance, won't the markets have more volatility, and shouldn't Americans have more access into what you're thinking going forward?
So I think financial markets perform best when they react to incoming data. I think the financial markets work less efficiently when they ask a question, how will the Federal Reserve react to that incoming information? The more that markets are paying attention to what's happening in the real economy, deciding what's good data and what's less good data, the more financial markets can price what they believe is the most likely and what are the tail risks. Financial market prices are probably the most important source of information to guide central bankers. But when all the financial markets are doing is reflecting back what we've said, then we're taking the most important source of information and we're being blind to it. I'd like us to create a system where those blinders come off, where markets are following data that they efficiently think is reliable, and they'll be watching data, we'll be watching data, they'll come with better information through market prices to us, we can make more informed decisions, with ultimately the goal that I said at the outset, deliver on the price stability objective that Congress told us to do, and that we've got to get in the business of doing.
Yeah, if I could
look how your hourly
continue
candle's
the meeting
about to
a little
close
bit,
right now.
So your first meeting, the board
That's
members
insane.
seem fairly hawkish when you listen to, in general, when you listen to what they're saying. Was there any discussion of a rate cut going forward today?
There was one proposal on the table. There was no discussion of any other proposals. The discussion on that proposal, I would say, was quite limited. The group was unanimous and unambiguous on it. It has been the practice of this central bank and others to have a range of alternatives. Today we had one. I thought it furthered discussion, deepened it, and made it clear what we needed to do and how we needed to deliver. I wouldn't prejudge what happens in the future, but there was only one big subject for us. We took it on. We had a good family fight on it for a couple of days, and we ended up, I think, in a better place.
Claire. Thanks a lot, Claire Jones, Financial Times. You know, coming to this blind, reading this very nice short statement that I think we've all appreciated in the room, one might wonder why you didn't raise rates today, considering what you're saying here. about the risks to U.S. inflation and your mandate. I guess why not, and what would you need to see in order to get to that place? And secondly, on your task forces, are there any best practices at other central banks that you'd consider looking at? Thank you.
Yeah. I'm glad they're in the practice of giving you two questions, because my answer to your first question was going to be very curt. I've got nothing more to say than the statement itself. And to the point of the question I got before, market
Added a
reactions
little bit
to
long
what
right
we
there.
say
VWAP,
unfiltered, I think is
NFP on
more helpful
QQQ.
than having delivered a statement, me then improvising further upon it. Best practices of task forces. This is a subject I've thought some about. I've been on a task force or two in my life. Best practice, find the best minds. Ensure that the task forces have a range of people, both by backgrounds and predispositions, so they too can have a bit of a family fight. Make sure when you establish a task force that the group that's going to be the recipient of the information feels as though they've got some equities in it too. That's why we're looking for, haven't done the final roll call, some of the most significant talent we have in the building and across the reserve banks on each of these, and in some sense seconding them to this group for a period of some number of months, so that the leaders of the task force know what the most analytical central bank in the world thinks about that. They can reflect on it. And a final best practice, we're not outsourcing decisions to anybody. Administrations past and present, reserve banks have chosen a group of 19 people around the table. These will be our decisions.
We've got a hold
We
right
can
here.
agree to some of the recommendations, disagree
hold
with others, have a
350.
good family fight about it. But what comes from them will, I hope and believe, make the discussion we have internally better, stronger, more of a dialectic, so that we can finally deliver on that price stability objective.
Just a quick follow-up on your markets point. If you look at 2-year yields, they're really suggesting that markets think more tightening is needed. Would that be your read on what the 2-year yield is saying as well?
We were in
Yes,
such a
it's
good
acting
place.
really
This
bad.
is why we don't do third questions, I presume. I'm not going to offer any commentary on market reaction over the last 30 or 60 minutes. What we've given markets is a new chapter for the central bank, some fresh thinking. What we've given markets and households and businesses, I think, is a commitment to ask ourselves hard questions such that we can deliver on the promises that we've made before. This is a lot of change for financial markets to digest. I wouldn't be particularly intrigued by how they react in the first several minutes or even first several days. What I think is most important is that financial markets, and at least as important, households and businesses know that this central bank will deliver on price stability.
Hi there, Chairman Warsh. Brian Chung with NBC News. Thank you for taking our questions. So when you say that we've dropped forward guidance for the layperson, that might sound like the Fed's going to say less or offer less insight into where their borrowing costs might go. So for the person that maybe you might run into at the grocery store, where the price tags are rising at a faster pace than their wages at the moment, how would you explain it to them? I don't know if task force might be the answer there, but how would you kind of communicate this era, this chapter?
Ooh, yikes.
If I told somebody in the milk aisle that I had a
I'm
task
just short
force for that, I think that
stop
we were
at
doing a very poor
15,
job, so I
303,
appreciate it.
15.
If I saw somebody in the grocery store, what I would say to them is that we cannot have a very significant effect on particular prices. The price of oil in the markets today, or even the price of a dozen eggs.
Previous
that
day
does
low
not
back
have
test
first-order
again on
consequences
Qs.
to what we're doing. But we do have a really important job there, and it's to make sure that those changes in oil or beef or eggs or milk don't broaden in the economy, don't have second and third order effects. That's our job.
God, ES
That's
and
our
SPY
commitment.
looked
That's our
shitty.
capability, and we're going to deliver on it.
And then is the Fed's relationship with the Treasury also under review? There was the normal breakfast meetings with the Treasury Secretary. Is that something you intend to continue doing? And have you had conversations with the president since your swearing?
So on the president, I don't have anything for you. With respect to the Treasury Secretary, he has been posting pictures of our breakfast, so I don't think I can deny that. The long tradition at the central bank is that the Fed chairman and the Treasury Secretary meet weekly. I think we've pulled all
covered
three
here.
of those so far. believe he's overseas this week, so
About
this will be the
60
exception to
points.
the rule. I think they're very useful discussions. The central bank's objectives and our roles and responsibilities are quite delineated from the fiscal authorities. And in my view, monetary policy is independent in the conduct of what we do. But that doesn't mean we're not interested in what's happening with the fiscal authorities. The way I think about it is this central bank needs to have a wide lens, but a narrow remit. We need to be quite interested in what's happening in the world. I won't be breaking any news here to suggest I'm quite interested in what's happening in the Middle East. That does have some effect on our day job. It doesn't mean it's our responsibility, but I think we're going to keep a wide lens, and my meetings with Secretary Besson to this point have helped widen that aperture, so we're aware of things that could affect our day job, even if it isn't.
Steve Leisman, CNBC. Mr. Chair, thank you. Mr. Chairman, thank you for taking my question. You had said in the before you became chairman that you thought productivity was a reason why the Federal Reserve could lower interest rates. Do you still believe that to be the case?
So the committee had a discussion of productivity today. AI came up. The way I thought about it before and socialized with the group is that artificial intelligence, the latest generation of general purpose technology, is perhaps as important a change in the economy and business and households that we've had in my adult lifetime. It is filled with both a huge opportunity and with risks.
I gotta think this is a positive, right?
Very seriously.
Come on.
You may have heard me say before that AI is shorthand perhaps for American ingenuity. That doesn't mean that it's going to be easy. That certainly doesn't mean it's not going to be disruptive. But over the long term, my conviction, and I heard quite a bit of support for this around the committee today, is the United States is a winner as we go down this. The United States is ultimately going to be better off in that. Now, to bring that back to the conduct of policy, timing, scale, speed, implications for output and employment, it's one of the things we have a task force to do.
If you don't mind, a follow-up from the other side, which is that when you look at the strong job growth that's out there, the elevated inflation, GDP seems to be going pretty good, and the stock market seems to be soaring. Do you look around this economy and see the funds rate being restrictive?
So that's your second question. I'm going to give the same answer that I gave before. I'd say as I think about the conduct of policy, what matters is what's the effect of policy. Not what do we say, but what happens. And the best way I can describe is it's uneven. I do see some restrictiveness in things like housing. It's hard to use those same words anywhere else. I'll just make one other point. You talked about one of our dual mandates and the employment side. I don't believe that we have a cruel choice. I don't share the view that was expressed a few generations ago that Federal Reserve chairmen show up at a podium like this and say, you got to choose. And you're going to have to decide whether you're willing to tolerate higher inflation to put more people at work. I don't believe in that. What I believe is if we do our job, we can make strong growth, low prices, and strong employment mutually compatible. And so what you heard from the committee today is we've got some work to do on the price stability front.
Nick. Thank you. Nick Timmeros with the Wall Street Journal. Chairman Warsh, you've said repeatedly credibility is earned by delivering. If credibility requires delivering, the move would be to tighten or at least to threaten to. Now, you didn't do that today. Why not?
That judgment you expressed was not expressed by any of the 19 people around the table. We'll be meeting in 6 weeks, and we'll take up the issue again.
And if I could ask about AI, the build-out is generating enormous demand right now, CapEx, data centers, power. The productivity payoff may be further out. So in your judgment today, is AI adding more to demand or to supply?
It's a good question. At the central bank in an economics profession, what we spend most of our time doing is counting demand. It's easier. We can see it, we can count it, we can check it, we can revise it. What we do, though, is we infer supply. You'll notice in the second paragraph of what one of your colleagues described as a very short statement, we have a sentence on the demand side and a sentence about the same length on the supply side. They're both important. Just because we can count one better than the other doesn't mean we're going to favor one more than the other. With respect to AI and the growth of data centers and infrastructure around it, we're counting the demand side, and it is no doubt showing up in GDP figures. We can be less certain when we infer the timing and extent of the growth in the supply side. It may well be an intuition the supply side is going to expand, but it'll take longer. I just describe it this way. There's a race between supply and demand. Milton Friedman says that the only thing we know about economics is that there's a supply line and a demand line they ultimately cross. When they cross and what are the implications for policy? The good news for you is we have a task force for that.
Thanks, Mr. Chairman. It sounded like on the task force on data that you were looking at overhauling or completely overhauling the system of national accounts, the way the government mines the economy. Is that your ambition?
In a word, no. In a few words, much of this data gathering happens in other government agencies to which we owe a tremendous amount of respect, tremendous amount of deference. But if in the course of this we come up with recommendations, which Fed staff have already begun to develop, about things that they could be doing to help inform us as policymakers, we're not going to hesitate. Again, I don't want to try to delineate the four corners of the research of the task force on data, but I do think there will be a review of official statistics, and at least as important, a view of bringing the best practices from the private sector and new analytical tools made possible by AI so we can forge these into a fabric that gives us better real-time information. So as I mentioned before, when we're making decisions that we'd say are real contemporaneous data, not data that we call contemporaneous, that's really an echo of history.
Okay. Thanks. The other question I wanted to ask is related to the building.
Going the way of baseball, they're going to look at analytics.
Any changes to the renovations, the projects?
Moneyball.
Just in light of the fact
Moneyball,
that
that's what we're, yeah, Moneyball.
in the last year.
I heard something about that. I don't think I'm breaking any news, but my view, when you show up at a new institution,
He's
you should go
accomplishing
meet
exactly
with the
what he wanted
Inspector
to
General,
accomplish. The market's
just
doing
as a
nothing.
matter of good practice. It's a practice that I hope to continue. I've had one meeting with the Inspector General, and he told me what I believe the world knows, which he'll be coming out with a report on the building and the building projects at some point later this summer. I'll be interested in reading the report. From my perspective, with a forward-looking glance, is there anything that we can be doing or should be doing from this moment until the completion of the project to do what we can to be good stewards of taxpayer money and to make sure that we're delivering on the promises that we made? Some more work to do. You might not be surprised in the first few weeks. I've been somewhat preoccupied on other matters, but I promised to get to the full breadth of the Fed's tasks in the weeks ahead.
Hi, Victoria Guida with Politico. So I know that you did not submit a forecast, but you are the person who is authorized to speak on behalf of the FOMC. So I'm wondering if you could tell us in the SEP, the increase in the expectations for inflation, is that all because of the Iran war? What was the discussion around what would the expectations for inflation being higher and also potentially growth being slower?
So my read of what I heard in the room reflected, I must admit, in the SEPs, is half of my colleagues thought the policy rate, given all those developments, should be at this level or lower between now and year end. And
Well, hello.
That 19th
up,
vote
Rizzo?
was me, and I didn't submit one. There's a range of views on the questions of first and second round effects, no resolution or conviction, but we'll be meeting again in 6 weeks.
Is it
I
lagging?
think we're going to know more then, and I think that my colleagues are very
Lagging or-
attentive to incoming developments between now and then.
And can I just quick follow up on the SEP? You said that you're still encouraging your fellow committee members to submit forecasts even if you're not doing it. So what do you think is the benefit of them doing it even if you don't?
That's the commitment that the FOMC made, and it's a commitment that I hope we live up to. Commitment we made was to deliver price stability. I expect us to live up to it. By the time we get to the end of this year, as I mentioned, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a new communications framework. There were some changes to the SEP. That's a committee discussion, a robust discussion. I think we'll have it. I believe we're going to come to a better mix of communications to deliver on what we promised, but I wouldn't want to prejudge what those are. But between now and then, I would continue to expect colleagues to submit their SEPs. Some of them, I think, believe that the practice is currently structured is okay, but I heard a lot of interest in real reform, generally about all these topics. You didn't ask it, but I'll answer. It was a pretty gracious couple of days, and it's been a pretty warm few weeks. The institution wants to figure out how we can do better. The institution's going back to first principles, and I'm encouraged that what we've done in the statement, what we're thinking about doing with respect to the SEP, that instinct towards a new chapter is a real one, and by the end of the year, I hope we can put some points on the board, both in form and in substance of delivering.
And then for the last question.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Andy Curran, Bloomberg News. Could you guide us through, please, some of the principles that guide your own reaction function, and tell us a little bit about the kind of conditions that you think when the Fed should respond?
It's going to be a very unsatisfactory answer to the final question. The Federal Reserve has a lot of responsibilities, not just in monetary policy, but in supervision and regulation, consumer affairs and payments. My own view is our credibility comes from delivering on what we're saying we're going to do across everything we do. I've devoted more time in my first 3 weeks to monetary policy than all those things. But the more we deliver on our promises as good supervisors and good regulators, the more benefit we get, the more credibility enhancement we have in monetary policy. When we deliver on our price stability objectives, which we will, the American people will feel as though the hardships that they've been living through, in part because of inflation in the last 5 years, are in the rear view mirror, and that credibility will have dividends across what we do, and the institution will come to press conferences like this, always with an impetus to reform, always with an impetus to do better, but we're going to put some points on the board.
Mr. Chairman, we've had strong labour data in recent months. How would you sum up the labour market right now? Do you see it as stable and as potentially a source of inflation? Thank you.
Yeah, so the committee, if I were to try to capture how the committee thought about it, the committee thought that the labor markets were stable. There were some people around the committee who thought that it was trending better than that. Trends matter more than data points. What's happening over 3 or 6 months matters more than any one data point, any one data release. And I'd say the jobs data has been moving in a good direction. If I heard one other thing around that subject over the course of the last couple of days, what I heard was that strong productivity-led growth is not something that we fear, but something we embrace. Thank you all very much.
There you have it. I'm going to try to refresh my stream now. I just went long.
Has anything interesting happened this week since I've been gone?
All right, restream is lagging hard. I am long. I'm hoping we get a new high of day here.
God damn. A new high?
Yeah. The uncertainty event's over.
Not a good time to join trading now? No, I'm smoking and drinking outside. With my feet up. Here, I'll turn the cam on. I probably look like
See where-
shit. I've already had a bottle of wine for frickin' lunch. There we go.
There he is. Look at that
I
handsome
realize I'm
fella.
on the Discord version of it.
You're still in DC, right?
Yep. Yeah, just took a week off for rollover week.
Look at
may
that
be the
sexy
new-
guy
I may-
down there. Dag, oh.
Mr. Still Your
Whew.
Girl.
Whew. It's getting a little hot in here. Oh, I gotta turn the
Don't
fan
you-
on.
It's hot outside. It's like 80s in DC.
Nice.
Probably humid.
Yeah.
Forgot what I was gonna say. Honestly, taking a week vacation once a quarter on the rollover week may be the best call. It may be like the move just going forward.
Yeah, I'm gonna start doing it consistently now. I've always hated it, just rolling over my charts, and especially as like a levels trader.
Come on, don't reject right there. Let's push through. Reclaim IB. Let's go to the highs. Oops.
Well, I missed like 50% of Walsh speaking, but he didn't sound too confident about anything.
His demeanor is very like dainty. Like I don't know how to like very. I don't know. He's like quiet, cautious. Doesn't speak with much like authority.
You want to?
Yeah. Oh my god. I just got a bunch of ashes in my face.
That was a lot shorter than normal too. He's drier than a gin martini.
Everybody.
Oh, they're pushing it right back down. I had no follow through.
I mean, what was today's RTH low?
Oh, don't take it down now.
No, like 070.
70.
Yeah, I wasn't home for that. It's kind of. I was looking for like the 111 area, or down in like 30K. Honestly, maybe that previous, that high from last week. We missed it by like 10 points. Maybe they'll clean that up at the end of the day. I don't know. Not bouncing. They're gonna stop me out again.
Oh, don't send it down. I will send the short. I shorted it up there at freaking like 340. Covered it down at like 220. And then it stopped me out in profit.
Yes,
Now it's going back down.
Yes, looks like dog shit. Interesting, right on the like daily 9 right there too on SPY. Yep, they're gonna come stop me.
Oh, is that
out
what
again.
the daily looks with the rollover? Or no,
No,
that's a
that's SPY.
Sunday gap, huh?
Yeah, we had a Sunday gap up. Here's NQ. Nvidia just made a new low. Yeah, nothing looks good here. ADD is dying. Look at that, Yuval. Yeah, they're selling hard across the market. It's almost like SPY wants to go fill this gap.
That's what I was going short for. Now I feel like they're gonna do it, and I'm not in anymore. I don't want to chase it right here, but damn, it looks juicy.
It looks so bad.
Fuck it. You can always just keep adding into it, right?
It looks like it's about to just fall all the way apart. About to make a new low day on ES. Your ticks minus like 1200 though.
There you go,
Yeah.
SPY. Keep going. Keep going.
Minus 1200 tick. Is this
Damn.
not a long?
Go, baby, go.
Wait, how's SpaceX moving? I saw
Sideways.
I covered 2 here. And SPY gap. Oh, I missed it by pennies, you piece of
they're
shit.
melting.
Come on, send it. Fucking
The sell
dump it.
pressure here is crazy.
Let's
Crazy.
fucking go. Come on.
Melting.
Let's fucking go. You should see my screen with all these arrows and orders. Holy shit. Look at IWM. That was the only reason why. Look at it. It started to lead it before SPY and Qs just did. There we go. Yeah.
Touching alongside. I'm flat on my short.
I'm fucking short, daddy. Send it down. SPY gap fill. Come on, Qs, you're next. You're entering into the zone. Don't bounce it yet, though. Just. Here we go. Come on. Keep going. Keep going.
You're like points away from the gap fill on SPY. Oh, you just hit the pivot point and you're super overextended.
All right, I'm out. Caught a little bit more on it right there. From what? 200
Oh, you're about to fill the gap on ES.
Yeah, SPY just did completely. Qs still can't do it.
Let's go.
Come on, one more flush.
Where the heck do we long it? Give me a level, someone.
The gap fill. 498.50. Yeah.
Yeah, we're
29,975.
You're gonna have to tell me a
Thank
level.
you.
I'm trading on one phone right now.
The problem is,
29,975.
If we want to fill the gap on NQ, ES will drill more. We haven't done that.
That's what I have on NQ. I will long right there.
So yes, 3 point or SPX 3 points lower fills that gap. And it's a whole number on SPX or on ES.
Oh, there it goes. Fucking SPY.
Come on, come on, come on.
Dump in. There's going to be 100 points from fucking chasing it.
There's the gap fill on SPX.
Fucking 250 points from that entry. Oh. Come on, SPY or QQQ, go fill your gap, baby. You're almost there.
I just took a little long here, just in case. That's it.
Do you want to come sit?
Oh no, it's Sissy Mother.
Come on, bounce, bounce, bounce.
Kind of wanted to flip long with you down there, but I can't get my chart to load.
I mean, we could still finish the gap on NQ, but SPX filling the gap made me feel pretty decent. That's the daily 921 right there on NQ again, or on NDX, QQQ. Get up into 200. I need some trims. There you go. There you go. Come on. We had like a minus like 1500 tick. I just figured we would get something there.
It's equal lows on Qs. I have a zone at 724.82 to 725.69. Just want to see that get taken out and just go fill the gap.
Oh, I want to see it just recover.
Oh, they can't leave that gap open on Qs now. It's the last one.
We filled it on ES, nice.
Yeah, just waiting for Qs to fill it, and then it'll be bullish again. This stupid bear market. What are you doing? You want to say hi to Amp?
Okay,
Say hi. Say hi to Amp.
I am.
Hi, Amp.
What's up?
Say, I can't hear you because
I can hear you.
Because you're in Daddy's headphones, and I'm also wearing my Bluey headphones, so I really can't hear anything.
Oh, they're gonna crush it, aren't they? Look at
back
this.
test 200 short. New low.
They break
Okay,
this low at this late. This could get ugly.
Yeah.
I'm only short 4, which means it's going to fucking collapse because I'm short barely anything. I'm short at 85. Oh, SPX just looks awful. I bought some SPX calls. I flipped out very fast and lost like a couple $100.
It might hold right here. There's a level on NDX right there. We'll see. Doesn't look like a bottom signal yet, though.
Got that inverted.
It's another new low on SPY.
SPX is going for.
Say FOMC. FOMC. Say volatility. Volatility.
Well, since FOMC seems relatively uneventful, how have the World Cup games been?
Well, they've been fantastic. England, Croatia is going to start here in 30 minutes. Portugal just tied Congo. And all the games have been really good, actually. Even there's been a lot of ties, but they've been like well battled.
Yeah, no, I've seen some of the highlights, but yeah, crazy. Freaking Messi had a freaking hat trick.
Hat trick last night too. That was so insane.
That's wild.
Come on, crack it. Just go freaking
My steak
kill
is
it.
defrosting.
Come on.
There
come
it
on,
goes. There it goes.
Finish it. Finish it.
Not close.
Come on, QQQ, New Love Day. You're almost there.
Made a new low slightly.
I know. Just go fill this freaking gap. Get it over with.
$721.
They went like 30 points lower.
Yeah.
Don't do it here.
Why is trading on Tradevate so wonky on the phone?
Oh, it's so bad.
Terrible. Oh, I freaking hate it. It is the worst. Say, Dad, why are we poor? Because I full ported FOMC with calls. That's why. Now we're cooked. Say, cooked. Say, we're cooked. Oh.
Cutie pie.
We're cooked.
There's sizzling bacon in the pan.
Say, I like bacon.
I like bacon.
Mm-hmm. There you
Can
go.
decide if I want to try it here at this gap fill or wait and see if it touches 30K. Oh, there's a pivot point right there too.
I have a daily level right here on NQ and QQQ. I just want it to sweep it, fill the gap, see buyers step in, and I'll try long. That's what 30.052, and then 724.01 on QQQ. SPY has a daily level to the penny at 740.
Please, no, don't, no, not right here. No, 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 no. No, no, no.
It's all right, just short the pop.
It's like right there.
That's the weekend. I don't wanna wait it. I don't wanna wait it. I don't wanna wait it. Yo, Hood had a hell of a day. Hit 110. It's freaking gnarly. There you go. Look at him slamming it. There you go.
Finish
Short
it,
that pop,
finish it.
baby. Gap fill it.
There's the gap fill.
On what?
NDX. QQQ.
Okay. Q's almost there. There it is. All right, Q's filled. NQ almost there.
If we want the closing gap, it's a little bit lower.
Yeah, that's what I'm watching. It's around that 75 area.
It's like 60, 70 points lower. Extremely negative tick here.
It's plus, what, 300 points now? Jesus.
961, that area. Come on, Crush, just fall apart here and I'll buy it.
All right, this is where I'm starting to look at longs. I don't love it, but oh shit! Oh my god, dude! Freaking 400 points. Oh, I should have just continued to hold fucking short.
There's a gap fill. I'm gonna try a little bit. Starters.
Oh shit! Could go down to like 840 if this breaks.
I bought it at 61 and 42. We're only down 1% on the day.
He went to the doctor. He'll be home soon.
20 minutes.
I don't like that they're not instantly bouncing this thing right here.
I did not buy it.
It's not looking good. I really say, come on in, Q.
Come on, Q.
Say, bounce it.
That's it.
Bounce it. Bounce it, whale. Come on. I don't know. I'm not getting the warm and fuzzies with this.
Bounce.
Where's the
What's
volume?
that? I'm actually thinking about buying some SPX. Where are they trading? Puts. Where are they? Oh, they're spicy. They're expensive though.
They're juiced. Are you looking at the puts, Frank?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like double the price of the calls, like the same distance out of the money earlier.
That makes me think they're gonna go.
Yeah.
Oof.
It's the only reason my credit spread got stopped out at the entry earlier is because of the put side. Come on. Give him some more. Gosh dang it. Mr. Bubba is at the doctor's. She's at the doctor's too. They're all in the same place.
No, Dad and Emily.
Yeah, it's Dad and Everly. Trading FOMC.
What's the same amount?
Yeah.
Oh, buddy. They're not wanting to bounce.
No. I closed it. I'm going to wait.
No, don't buy it. Right? Don't buy this thing. Tomorrow. Buy it tomorrow.
Don't worry, if it goes, I'm on the sword either way. All right, I'm gonna take a trim here, 40 point or 50 points because my average was at 950.
It's 30K.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Get through 30. Get through 30K. Get through.
If it gets through 30, it might just rip another 50. You're hungry? Me too.
Oh, no, I need a snack.
Ooh. Back red. No.
I want a snack.
Yeah, it's not a good reaction to 30K.
Yeah. I think they're going to go down to 840. If we lose this spot.
I mean, we're right at the edge of my box on QQQ, so. All right, give me 100 points.
Oh, there it goes.
Bubby, there you go, Bubba. There you go. I need this bounce to bounce hard before MOC. Ooh, how much are we up on SpaceX?
It just went back to $12, so
30%. Nice.
Yeah.
I'd like a snack.
You'd like a snack? You can't have a snack. MOC is about to come out. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
What happened to
You're
Rizzo?
so hungry. Okay. I'll go sit in your chair.
Where's that pivot point? 56? Come on.
Yeah, I have 52.75.
Come on, a little bit more. A little bit more.
Oh, it's now 70 points. Look at it.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Push.
You gotta push it.
Don't stop here. Don't stop here. A little bit more.
Hmm.
Give it to me. Give it to me. Fill me. Fill me. Fill me. Fill me. There it is. 100-point game.
Oh, it's 100 points. Woo! There it is. Does it reject right here? Or are you gonna? Is that low of the day?
7,400 puts. I'm in.
Oh, he's out. Tomorrow is OPEX, and the market is closed. On Friday.
Yes, sir. I'm leaving Friday.
Oh my
God!
god!
Here next week.
I got stopped out at break even. I should have just bought right back in though.
Oh, look at this! Look at this candle.
It's MOC.
Ah, MOC.
Oh, all right. I'm out. 200%.
Damn, Frank.
Oh, they want. No way. They're not going to do that. They might actually do that.
Yeah. I just had to take it. This thing's going to go to 390 easy, SPX. Oh, I picked that off. Oh. 350. What a lucky out.
Whew, that was an incredible Trump.
There goes an NQ. Look. 52.75. High of that candle, 55. I think M said 56. Look at that.
What are the odds that they close on the lower day when it's been down? Pretty good. Oh, wait.
Market on
this thing.
close.
I mean, this is the box on QQQ. This is the level. Slightly lower, but it touched it.
I think maybe what? Go back down 800 to 770. I got a big spot at 522, but shit, that would be wild.
Oh yeah. Oh boy. Shit, this box head true on QQQ, it just went box to box exactly. Look at that. Good God.
Fucking 400 points now.
June NFP high. Tomorrow morning we hit June NFP low.
Back to May at least. Unless they just hold. SPY probably going to hit May tonight and then a bounce. I don't know.
Let me see.
That could be it. That was a nice gap fill.
$743 would be halfback of the move we made up.
Is it
probably
working?
needs to go reject 34 first.
Okay.
See if they just watch in 54 seconds if they just turn this candle back around. Seems like they want to close the lows though.
I was listening to the other when you guys were off. I was listening to the other space. And they were like buying the dip, buy the dip. The first dip during the Fed speak, the dips, buy the shit out of it. They are like, it couldn't have been. Maybe they got a trim, but
I don't know, I thought it was going to go. I thought it was going to be a much better reaction once he finished talking. But I guess the overall hawkishness.
I thought it might too, because but this isn't bad. But it just market's got no gumption to go through.
There's a 5-minute flip over. Oh, that's beautiful. Push, 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 push. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Go, 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 go.
I think we might see a decent move once the market closes. Like the next 15, 20 minutes after it.
I thought we'd see it last night, but the market actually went down. We got more. And then I agree. We'll see a bounce probably after that gap fill.
Yes, 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 yes.
Same bounce spot, back to the same spot here again.
That's the gap fill that it held. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I drew it out at 40, 41. What did I draw it out? Here, it's on my other screen. 42.75. And then 961 was the, what was 961? Let's see, after hours close. 940.5 is the, no, it's this candle right here. Yeah, 942.75. That was the gap fill. That's where we closed Friday. Now we can go back to monthly open, right? Just go up 700 points tomorrow. I don't even know what MOC was pretty heavy sell side, like really heavy. But then they got that 5-minute flip over. The thing that I don't like, to Frank's point, is the the thing was overall hawkish, like just in general, and right now they're pricing in rate hikes like crazy into by the end of what, next March. Let me pull up the Fed watch. This thing may sell after the close, actually.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, look at that. They're pricing in 2 rate hikes by January. End of January, they think 2 rate hikes.
All right. Added my Pepsi.
Yeah, look at this. They're starting to price in rate hikes by September. That's not good, Frank. You guys watching Paw Patrol over there, or what? No, it's not Paw Patrol. What is that?
Can you hear that?
I recognize that voice though. Yeah, I can like just slightly hear it.
How the hell can you hear that? I got AirPods in too. Wait, unless I'm on the wrong mic. No. She's watching a show called Sheriff Labrador. It's on Amazon Prime.
All right, is that it? I'm lagging so bad.
Hey, SPCQ closed at $12. Whoa.
Come on, anyone last trim? I need to get out of this and go to. There we go. All right. I had to buy it a second time down there at 940. There's multiple 100-point trades there.
Nice patience. Very patient. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Ended up being a satisfactory day after a tough start.
Yep, I hear you. Definitely wasn't super fun. Ooh. Jordan, I'm lagging pretty hard right now.
Are you? Oh, we got Antoine hopping on. I forgot. What's up, Antoine?
Perfect time.
I think he's lagging as well. Or the whole stream is.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, still popping.
Still trying to pump.
Do we have Antoine?
Should have him up
Can you guys hear me? I can hear you guys.
I think it's just a little laggy. I think we should be okay now. Hopefully. Uh-oh, your screen went out, Ryan.
Yeah, I've been having all kinds of internet. Ever since the Fed thing started, it's just been rough. I need to reboot real fast. I'm gonna drop back and come right back on. Antoine's here. We're gonna have a great conversation right here. Jordan, can you kick that off with Antoine? I'll be right back.
Yeah, sounds good. What's up, Antoine? How we doing, my man?
Good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think we got you now. Good to have you on stream, brother. I guess Em's having a little technical difficulties, so we'll take that off screen for now. But excited to talk about GameStop. I know this isn't something we've talked about on the stream yet, so excited to kind of deep dive into what it is and how we can get started on using it. So why don't you start by just giving us a little intro to what GameStop is and how we can start using it as retail traders.
Yeah, absolutely. So Jordan, great to meet you. So I'm one of the founders at GameStop, and GameStop ultimately we believe is the way to gamify the markets in a way that's super fun, super competitive, and social as well. So users can come onto our platform and they can compete in tournaments that are more like poker style tournaments. So you can host your own tournaments. You can set the different things you want, whether it's if you want to add entry fees to it, you can. If you want to add prize pools to it, you can. and then everyone gets the opportunity to virtually portfolios and see who is the best trader over the course of it. It can be as short as 5 minutes. It can be as long as, a year if you want it to. So typically we see tournaments on the platform that are about, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and it gives people enough time to kind of prove that they can swing trade better than others. I think you're muted.
Oh, oops. I guess I was muted. I was muted in 2 places. My bad. I was curious, like, is this just for swing trading, or does this also include like day trading tournaments within it?
Yeah, there's day trading tournaments as well too. So, some of I would say the more fun tournaments are ones that are, short as like a day. So some of the tournaments you can do that are just a singular day for the market open to market close. And you can also be shorter. Like you can also do it, for the last hour of the markets and stuff like that. So there's a lot of options that people can choose from. So the really cool thing is that anyone can create a tournament. But right now, majority of the tournaments are created by some of our partner hosts. And so that's like Char and Invest, the team at Stock Dads, and, Wolf as well, and many others. So.
Yeah, super cool. So when I'm actually in the app right now, just looking around, this is my first glance at the app. When I get on here, if I want to join a tournament, is there a minimum amount of money I have to put in to be able to get into a tournament and start, making bets on that? Or how does that all work?
No, so it depends on the tournament. For example, we have a Wolf Financial tournament that's starting next Monday, and it's completely free. So it's a $2,500 prize pool. Top 10 are going to win $250 each, and it's completely free to join. So you would just click on the tournament, you would slide to join, and then after that, it's going to tell you that you have $1 million to allocate between 2 to 4 different stocks. And so you'll get to choose which ones you want to choose. No one else will be able to see those picks. And then once the tournament starts, the unique thing is that your positions actually get locked. And so your positions get locked when the tournament opens, but you can also make trades throughout the course of it by editing your portfolio. But technically speaking, once the tournament starts, your positions are locked, but you can still make trades via an edit portfolio feature that we have. But yeah, and then your goal is to climb the leaderboard and be one of the top 10. And then if you are, you win a portion of the prize pool, which is pretty cool.
What are the specific limitations when it comes to like editing your portfolio after you've already made plays? Are there any big limitations that we need to watch out for?
No. So this specific tournament, so for example, we have another tournament that's called the Finance World Cup. It's 10K prize pool. For the people that are in that tournament, every time they make an edit, there's like a small microtransaction of $1. But in this tournament, it's going to be something that users can just continually trade on it. So they won't have to deal with that. And so it'll be completely free for people to just kind of make trades back and forth, which should be pretty cool. So pretty much you could trade the entire day throughout that entire tournament.
Love it. Ryan, did we get you back on here?
Yeah, I think I'm back. I'm getting signed up right now.
There we go. Love to see
it.
it.
Got the link. I did drop that link in the chat, and I went ahead and put it. It's up there on the screen, but it's in the YouTube chat. If you want to go grab that app. And Antoine, I'm excited to hear more about how this is all going to work, what the kind of overall concept is. Sorry for the technical difficulties there, but I think I'm finally connected well. My phone's working just fine, so I've got the app already downloaded. I'm putting in my personal information right now.
Awesome.
Can I be in multiple tournaments at once?
Yeah, you can be in as many tournaments as you want. So I'm currently in like 6 different tournaments. So yeah, I'm trying. You have to manage all the portfolios, but it's not too bad.
Okay, very cool. Arena, and then so you can beat your friends in the market. Talk to me about the league section of this. What is a league? When I create a league and invite people to this, what does that do?
Yeah, so our tournaments are public. So that's anyone can create them. They're public. It's typically like creators will host them with their audiences. Our leagues are private. So think of it like fantasy football meets the stock market. So you would create a league, and then you could do it with, 2 people. You could do it up to 24 people. And every single day or week, depending on how you structure it, you're going head to head against someone else. So, for example, if we created a league right now and tomorrow I could be going up against Ryan and my goal is just to beat Ryan. So, I don't get to see what he's picked until the market opens. He doesn't get to see what I picked until the market opens. And then once the market opens, we kind of see what each other have picked. And then we just basically are trying to outperform each other, either for the rest of the day or for the rest of the week.
Is it all just linear gains? There's no options, there's no adding, there's no trimming, anything like that. It's just like, hey, these are your picks and you go with them.
For the leagues, yes. So for the leagues, it's all you're just buying the asset. There's no options on it. It's something that we're looking to implement here in the future, though, as well. And then for the tournaments, that's where, again, you can kind of live trade them and stuff like that. And we'll be adding live trading to the leagues as well here soon.
Yeah, and for the audience, when you get on there, I'm going to set up all my stuff, but you can link your X, you can link your Instagram and all that. You can earn some money for inviting people as well. So love to see that. And then it publicly shows your earnings or performance. I love that. I think that's super cool that you can see other people's earnings. Can you turn that off at all? Or is that just like stuck there for people to see? I would like if it's kind of stuck there. It's kind of cool.
It is stuck there. We don't show anyone in the negatives though, right? So it only shows all the money you've made, not any money you've lost. And so, and again, ideally no one's going to lose money in the Wolf tournament because it's completely free. And so if anything, you should just see, an additional $250 in your earnings if you win.
So when this Wolf tournament starts, I see there's a list of like the popular stocks that are on there. Am I limited to any stocks that I can invest in? Can I invest in like 2x leverage ETFs?
That was my question.
How does all that work? Because we love 2x leverage ETFs.
What is available, I guess, to choose here?
Yeah. So sadly, right now it's all stocks, no ETFs yet. Although we did have that conversation, we'll be adding ETFs really soon. So all stocks, and then it's just anything that's above a $1 billion market cap right now. But we may even lower that if people want it. So we have a lot of optionality there. But right now it's anything above $1 billion market cap.
Very cool. And so I'm reading here, it's top 10 winners get $250. Is that how most of the tournaments go? Are there tournaments where there's only like one winner and he wins like the whole pot? How do all these work?
Yeah. So again, where the creator can choose that, right? So if Wolf wanted it to be top person, king of the hill, top person wins 2,500, everyone else gets left with dust, then they can do that as well too. So, we like to see more people win than anything, but yeah, I mean, those are fun. We actually have a few king of the hill tournaments that we'll have each week. And typically it's just the top person wins. So you gotta be the top man or woman.
King of the hill tournaments. I like that. I feel like we could, create some intraday ones for like our stream.
What is the time frame? What is what's the time frame? When do you have to submit the picks? Like how often is this, like a week long? Is it a day long? Can I like pick a new one every morning?
Yeah, so you can essentially, specifically in this tournament, you'll be able to trade as long as the markets are open. You'll be able to trade. So after hours and pre-market, you won't be able to make any trades. And so I guess that's another really good thing as well too, is that so the Wolf tournament starts next Monday. So if you decide you want to allocate some portion to some stock, and I won't name a stock today, and let's just say it's at $100, you're going to get the price at when the market opens, right? So that way everyone starts with the same execution price at the start of the market open. So whatever it starts at market open, that's the price you get started with. And then you can live trade from there as market movement is going up and down. In terms of the actual tournaments, we could create a tournament, obviously right now it's after hours, but we create a tournament that's a 5-minute tournament while we're on the live stream and anyone could join it. And it's like 5 minutes long and people could go back and forth trying to trade as high as they can. In the case of the Wolf Financial one, I believe it's a 2-week tournament.
That's perfect.
So like each tournament, basically you can kind of set your own rules. So like you could just build up, and have new tournaments all throughout. Like anybody could create their tournament with their own rules. It doesn't have to be a specific.
Exactly.
Set.
It's like poker, right? Like in poker, if you're the host, you can determine what you want it to look like, what the buy-in is, how many people win, what it all ends up being. So yeah.
Yeah, host gets to buy back in twice, right?
That unfortunately Not in our rules. It's all everyone even playing field. That's a really cool thing about it too. Everyone starts with the same thing, so no one has an edge except for what they know, whatever alpha they have.
So I'm looking through. I see some other. I see a Finance World Cup one that popped up. I see some other. I see Wall Street Bets. I see a bunch of other tournaments. There's Yankees. That's interesting. And then down here in the feed, I was just, what else is in this app? This app looks pretty cool. I don't want to. I mean, I know we're focused on the tournament. That's kind of getting everyone started here. But what all is offered in here? I mean, I see our good friend of the show, Einstein of Wall Street, right here on my front page with a little thing in the feed.
Yes, so we work with some creators where we try and get all of the really popular stocks and give people more alpha, right? So people can use the platform if they want to or compete in general. Like you don't even need to have a friend in order to be able to join our app and find use in it. And then we also have the feed where, I think it's really valuable for people to get that alpha. So like whatever people are talking about, it's funny because a lot of people talk about similar stocks and it's crazy seeing some of these stocks just kind of go crazy. So the feed is a really great way to you to get some like a level set of what's happening, what people are talking about if you've been busy and not had enough time to kind of go through the TikToks and the Instagrams and the X's of the world.
I'm also seeing at the top of the page, you guys show the top players. And then when I click in, it has a follow button at the bottom. If I'm following someone, like, what does that look like? Am I getting put into every single tournament that they're taking? Like, how does that work?
So the follow button is more just to give you like a notification when they're joining certain things. So if you follow one of the top players, so you'll get to know, for example, if Ryan joins the Wolf Financial Tournament and you're following him, it'll send you a notification that Ryan just joined the tournament, and then you can join it too. And then if Ryan wins, it'll also tell you that Ryan got paid as well too, which is kind of cool too. So you'll know when your friends are winning and when you won't know when they're losing, but you'll know when they're winning.
Well, I like that too, because you can, create a big follower list of people that are just absolutely killing it, that get really good at this stuff, and just be on alert when they're taking plays, right? The same way that we kind of do things live trading, right? We're always talking about the plays that we're taking live, and people are able to take that and do what they want with it. So, no, I find this super cool, and I've never seen it all laid out like this. Oh my gosh, that kid that's going viral, making all the trading videos. I see you guys have a tournament for him. Just so interesting. Like I don't know if people can see it. You guys
Nolan trades,
that kid is hilarious, man. Like, talk to me about that tournament. What is that one about?
Yeah, so Nolan is he's a partner of ours. So he's someone that my co-founders worked with a lot. My co-founder Easton and Nolan have a really cool relationship, and he's just been someone that we've kind of worked with for some time. I mean, when we first started working with him, I think he had maybe 20 or 30,000 Instagram followers. And my co-founder's like, his background is in marketing, and he helped kind of work with him, and it grew from 30K to over 100K on Instagram. And so he'll host tournaments. He does a lot of competitive stuff on there too. He likes to talk crap back and forth with people who are following him and stuff. So he hosted his own tournament. It was $1,000 tournament. Over 1,700 people joined it, which is crazy. And the top people are trying to win it. So yeah.
That's super cool. So again, back to like creating a tournament. If I create a tournament and you're creating a pot size, like where's that money coming from? Like the Wolf Financial Tournament, or is Wolf putting up that money, or are you guys like, how does the pot work, and where's that money actually coming from?
Yeah, so in the case of like that, so Wolf and ourselves work together to get that one seeded. And then in other tournaments, if you create a tournament that has an entry fee, then typically it'll be seeded by the players themselves. So as more and more people join it, it'll grow it from there. So in most cases, that's where it comes from, as the other players.
Okay, so you can make it to where basically like the bigger the tournament gets, the bigger the pot ends up being for.
Yeah, and so if you go to the arena button, you'll see at the bottom it shows like this create a tournament. And so what's really cool for the people that do create tournaments is that they also earn a fee from that as well too. So it's kind of like poker again, where sometimes the host can also retain a fee from it.
Are these tournaments easily like findable for people? Like if someone in the chat were to go in, they're don't really have a big following and they want to create their own tournament, is that tournament easy to find on the page? Is there like is it being shown up and pushed to the front page at all?
Right now on the homepage specifically is all of our partners who we work with. So typically on the homepage, you'll only see the partners who we work with a little bit more exclusively. But any single person who creates a tournament will have their tournament shown in the arena. And so in the arena, there's a search bar that you can click. And let's say, we created another Wolf, 2X tournament. If you search Wolf 2X, it'll be the first thing that pops up, and then you'd be able to join it from there. So so typically all of our tournaments are displayed in the arena, and then for our partners, they're displayed on the homepage.
Perfect. It's awesome. And then I'm curious about getting paid out. Talk me through how that works. Is it similar to how prop firms work? How, we're trading a lot of prop firms and we get paid out from like a third-party source most of the time. Is this going to a crypto wallet? How does the payment work there?
Yeah, so on our platform, everything is essentially you have your own wallet that's generated. So it's all stable coins, but everything can be transferred to fiat. There's no other elements of crypto, all stable coins. And so oftentimes what people will do is they can send the money to their Coinbase account and then they can withdraw it from there. But you can send it anywhere essentially. But the thing that we always like people to know is that any money you deposit on the platform is not money that's deposited to GameStop. It's deposited to your wallet, and you always have access to your wallet, and you can take that with you anywhere, right? So you're never depositing it onto the platform. You're depositing it into your own wallet, and at any point in time, you could go and take that wallet anywhere you want onto other apps, etc.
Gotcha. Is there a best way to do it that you found? Is there like a cheapest way to do it, I guess I could say? Or are they all relatively the same?
I mean, personally, I use just Coinbase. It's always been the cheapest for me because they don't charge any fees on it.
Yeah.
So that's typically what I use, and it's the easiest to get it to my bank account. But there's other platforms as well. I know some people use like Phantom, or they'll use some, like, even you could send it to Robinhood as well too.
Super cool. Well, I think the chat should be all over this because especially with our tournament starting soon, no risk. I'm gonna have a ton of fun with this, and we'll be talking about it a ton on the stream.
I've seen two people mention the referral code. Can we just hit on that real fast? Like, you don't have to put in the referral code whenever you're signing up for your account, right? I didn't put one in. I just saw that asked twice right there in the chat. So
yeah, no need to put any referral code, but I will say that there are definitely some referral codes that we have. One being Wolf26 that would definitely be good to use. And yeah, I wouldn't say don't use it, because if you do use it, you get a free, basically $10 credit issued to you that you can use for any tournaments that are $10 entry fee or less.
boom, there you go. So like, if I want to, so like, obviously I'm gonna try to win our tournament. But if I want to join some of these other ones, I can only join ones that have not started yet. Is that so? Like, if once it's in progress, you can't join. So because like I was just looking through here, I was like, well, here's I saw our friends over. We familiar with the stock dads and them. I saw that they had one, so I might as well go throw my my name in the hat over there too.
Might as well.
Might as well. This is really cool. This app is actually the user interface on this is very friendly. Guys, if you're in the chat and you haven't downloaded this, it's a very good looking app. I'm listening to you guys. If you see me looking down, it's because I'm just sitting here. I was looking through the app the whole time you guys have been talking, just listening in.
Yeah, no, it's cool. I'm curious what you guys are like looking for next. So obviously you're doing these tournaments, right? You're looking to be like this spot where people can come and create these different tournaments to to participate in. What is next? Like, what is the end goal here? I'm curious. Like, what do you guys look like a year from now?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, for us, we just want to be the central hub where everyone comes to compete for anything related to financial markets, right? So we want as many people getting a chance to compete with their friends, getting a chance to meet people. We also have a Discord as well where people have, I've made friends, honestly, in our Discord just from people that are constantly coming back in. Some people are super
This
good
guy
as well,
I knew
too.
on stream for, over a year before I even met him. So I
Exactly.
get that.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what we wanted. We want it to be just another town hall where people can get a chance to compete. Obviously, there's elements of it that you want to win, right? My background came from sports. I previously played baseball in the Seattle Mariners org. And so for me, I've always just had that competitive nature in me. And I think this is another way for us to to do that. So, and then, you know, I think it's also as our feed continues to grow more and more with content, we think it'll be a great way for people to find new alpha as well too. So, you know, a year from now, our goal is that hopefully people find some really great alpha, maybe even get a chance to find some new creators that they never knew about before through it, and then also get a chance to like compete and be social and build up their player profile.
When did
real
the app
fast?
come out?
I just have to ask real fast. Did you ever play for the Travelers?
I did not. No, I had some buddies that did in the Arkansas Travelers. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I'm from
make,
originally. I used to go down there.
Yeah.
I was a ball boy for them at one point when I was a kid. Or
Oh, that's
bat boy.
awesome. Yeah. That's like I've never been there, but I've heard everyone says it's like the toughest place to ever hit. Like it's so hard to hit home runs there, and it's like
It's a big park on the river, and the Arkansas River's right there, and like the wind blows in all the time.
Yeah, so I'm kind of glad that I didn't play there because that wouldn't have been fun. But yeah, I've heard good things about it. But your question, Jordan, was?
I was just curious, like how long has the app been around? Because I'm just looking on the App Store when I first was downloading it. You guys have plenty of ratings. It's 4.8 stars on the App Store. Like you guys, it seems like you've been around for a little bit.
It's been around since like mid-January, so it's still fairly new, I'd say.
Okay.
I think it was initially like privately released in December, and then we started making it publicly available in January. But yeah, I mean, our team is very technical, and so our goal is to keep making the product better and better and better every day. So any questions that people have, any issues that they have, just reach out to us. We'll be on it.
Awesome. Are there any limitations for people around the world? Is this US only? What does that look like?
So it's available. We have users in 43 different countries. There's a couple places that don't allow platforms like this to exist. So I think there's probably about 5 or 10 countries that it's not available, but every other country has access to it.
Okay, cool. Love to know that because I know we have a decent amount of listeners that might be, you know, they're around the world and they want to be able to access this. What else was I gonna say?
So the real question is, what are you guys picking? What are you guys?
I know,
picking?
right? That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting ready.
That's the other
here.
thing I'm sitting here doing. I'm just like,
especially with this market recently, it's been insane, man. I don't know if you look at the stock market like regularly, but it's
Every
okay.
day.
Okay, you're on it then. It's been crazy.
Are you a big
man.
trader? Are you a trader? Do you trade?
I try not to be. I'm trying to be
active
focused.
investor.
But I definitely, you know, I've been looking at a lot of things. Obviously, it's been a crazy market. Obviously, we just had, you know, the largest IPO ever, right? So there's a lot of people that are coming into the markets. A lot of people want to know what's happening, and so yeah, it's crazy to say the least.
Yeah, wild stuff.
Wild times for sure. Where I want to ask this, like, so you guys have created this. I love the concept here. Where did the we didn't even really get the background story? I guess we just jumped into it because we were so excited about it. What's the background of how you got involved and how the original idea came about?
Yeah, so as I was mentioning before, like my background started in baseball, and at that time I had a financial advisor myself. And so I went back to school after, because I lost my job in the midst of the pandemic. And I went back to school for engineering and finance. And I remember, one, I got rid of my financial advisor, but two, I was like, I think it's important to know more about finance, right? Like this is one of the greatest wealth creation tools that have ever existed. And, you know, leaning on my financial advisor is not a bad thing, but at the same time, it's limiting me from actually learning more. And so at that time, I just became like really interested, you know, I would say probably around 2018-ish. And so that was a time when I just started just learning more and more about the markets. And then in terms of the platform itself, I've always believed that the best way to learn is like through doing. But ideally, our platform is a place where you can do it in a way that still has real stakes attached to it so that you're not just taking these wild risks. I think a lot of the times we see a lot of applications where if there's no real stakes, then you're not maybe going to take like realistic bets. You're going to do things that are just kind of like probably not the smartest, and maybe it works. But if you do that in with real capital, it would probably be a very different approach. And so we wanted to create something that has real stakes attached to it, but that also like can still be educational for people. And so for certain group of people, this is kind of like their first place where they can still get an opportunity to learn about the markets, and then at the same time still have like some real outcomes that can come from it, and then hopefully they can then use that money to, actually invest with whatever brokerage they're using. And then for everyone else, I again come from a background that's like super competitive, and so I love just competing, right? So whether it's playing cards with friends or playing basketball with my buddies, or the financial markets are one of those things where everyone just kind of like we all flex our positions that we've done well on, but it's like, why don't we just kind of see if we can do it against each other like in real time? Because oftentimes like my buddies will be like, oh yeah, I bought this stock at this price, and they're sharing that, and then we share some different things. But this time we can kind of do it in real time. So yeah.
And I love the gamification of it personally. A lot of people, I don't know, I've talked to a lot of people over the years just on the trading side of things, and a lot of people don't like when you gamify the market. But coming from like a gaming perspective, I was a big gamer back in the day, and I just think it's helped me with the stock market. If anything, it does not hurt me. It doesn't, because I think a lot of people think if you gamify it, that means you don't care about it for some reason. But that's not the case. Like, it doesn't mean you're stupid with your risk management or anything. It just means like the way my brain works is I'm good at video games. I get really good and deep into video games, but there's no ROI there, right? And trading is just another video game to me that actually has an ROI, right? And so that's the way I look at it, and kind of the way you guys are doing it, like the whole way the app is laid out, it's just very gamified, which I love, and I think that's a big W on it as well. It just helps with my brain personally, understanding things and actually like being able to take that risk. It just makes more sense when it's under like that game umbrella type of view. So love that.
Yeah, no, definitely. And the other thing I think that's made it a little bit different too, and I think where people are finding like, oh, okay, that makes sense, is you don't want to have the profile that's, negative 30% in performance, right? So yes, you're taking some like risk, but you're not trying to like overly do it and then blow up, right? So people are taking very calculated risk because one, they want to win, and two, if they don't win, they also don't want to go the complete opposite where, they mess up their profile and their stats and stuff like that too. So oftentimes people are actually, surprisingly, we did this a little research on our current like community of players who are playing, and I believe it's 57% of users, had they invested that actual capital they did in the tournaments, would have been positive. So 57% of accounts on the platform are in green territory, which is pretty crazy, because we didn't anticipate that. Like futures and options trades, I think it's like 10, 11% of people are net profitable.
Oh yeah, compared to the profitability of people like actually executing trades, it's nowhere near that high for sure.
Yeah. So it was just interesting. Obviously, we'll see if that keeps playing out, but so far, obviously, bull market, so yeah.
I think it also makes sense to me because it's one thing to analyze a market, it's another thing to execute on it. And you can be a great analyst and a poor trader, like, all day long, right? You could honestly know exactly where the market's going, but if you can't like execute on it with proper risk, it doesn't really matter. I've been guilty of that in the past. Like there's days where I read the market perfectly and I just wasn't able to execute on it, right? So yeah, no, some good thoughts. Emp, you got anything else before we start to lead into a little bit of wrap up here?
I mean, I can sit here and chat with Antoine all day long. If you're in the chat still, guys, you hit that link. Go ahead and go get signed up. But the app's fantastic. It's very smooth. Everything about it looks great. I'm excited. We're going to have the tournament. You guys should be in it. Me and Jordan and the rest of the crew. We'll get the Spaces crew, Stocks on Spaces, all the other shows we have. We'll get them involved. And we'll see who can pick the best stocks. Antoine said he was competitive. I'm about the most competitive person I know. So this is, I'm going to be upset. This is setting me up to be upset. I just want you to know, Antoine, I'm confident that I can pick decent stocks here and there, but there's one winner. There's only one winner. If there's, hundreds of people in here, odds are not in my favor. And I'm going to be upset at the end, but I'm going to love the challenge of it all the way through.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's fun stuff, Ryan. So I'm excited too. And thank you guys for keeping us the time to chat.
Absolutely. Yeah. Always a pleasure having you on, Antoine. I'm sure we'll have you on again to talk more about this, and we'll be talking about it on stream and getting people on the app. So excited for it.
Let's do it.
Yes, sir. Talk soon.
Great meeting you guys.
Stuff. Have a good one, brother.
Antoine, great meeting you as well.
Chat, get on there. We're going to be on there hanging out and hopefully get this tournament started. I don't know what it starts in. What's 112 hours? It starts June 22nd.
Next Monday, I think.
We'll get ready for next Monday. Got to have the picks in before market opens, though, on Monday. So just a reminder there. Get your picks in before. I just signed up, and I'm going to get picking my stocks. So we'll see how that goes. But referral code Wolf26, and it's going to be fun. All three of you look AI. Do I look AI?
Can AI do that? I'm just kidding.
Oh.
We bounced 100 points, by the way, off that low.
Oh, wow. Well, filled the gap on ES, filled the gap on NQ. That's what I wanted to see.
Gaps are filled.
Gaps are filled.
It's the clear back test on this daily.
Does that mean all-time highs next week? Bull market back rip? Come on.
We'll see. We'll see how I mean, the market's going to have to digest this. This Fed stuff, the kind of somewhat hawkishness or somewhat, the rate cut. I wonder if I could see it being taken multiple ways. I could see people saying, well, rate hikes aren't good, but I can see other people saying, hey, the Fed's doing the right thing. They're not like being influenced. And Trump actually had a quote. He was getting on a plane or something. He had a little quote a while ago, and he was basically saying, yeah, we got the right guy in there, smart guy in there. I wouldn't love it if he raised rates, but he's going to make the right decisions. And so what was let me see if I can find the actual, let's see, let me find that real fast before we close this down. On potentially raising rates later this year, Trump said, it could happen. It's hard to believe, but we have a very good guy over there now. So I'm guided by what he wants. So I can see like there's some positives that could be there of like, hey, this, it sounded he spent more time talking today about like just changing things than anything else.
Yeah.
That was, I don't know, it's kind of weird. Uh-oh. Goal. Oh, what a goal.
All right, crew, hell of a day. We're going to wrap it up, but we didn't talk about this really. Are we just doing stream tomorrow? Am I doing spaces at all?
What is tomorrow?
It's Thursday, but it's Friday technically. We're closed Friday. So
probably just a normal Thursday. I haven't even looked at the schedule. I don't know. I got all kinds of family stuff going on right now.
We just have Nara coming to hang out with us at 12.
Yeah. We'll do that on stream. I guess just do spaces from like 9 to 12 and then hop over here. 9 to 11:30, something like that.
Sounds good.
Guys,
Well,
I appreciate everyone hanging in this morning when I wasn't around. We're still pushing up here in after hours, though, by the way. Tonight will be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what happens. When I look at this daily, I see multiple highs back tested. So, I know my screen's not being shared right now, but if you look at your QQQ chart, look at the highs of May. It's like May 14th and May 22nd, those two highs. And then look at the highs from last week, Monday, Tuesday, and Friday's highs, and just look where we back tested. We lose that, it could be trouble.
Yeah.
Could be trouble. SPY doesn't look quite as good, but there is a huge point of control that we bounced off of 739 right at the low of the day today. So we'll see. Boy, we're pushing.
I know.
We're all the way back to 152. I should have held those runners longer. All right, I'm jumping to stocks on spaces.
Yes,
Big shout out to Jordy holding this thing down today. What a G.
Yes, sir. Peace out, crew.